First leg, Jonny to throw first. Game on.
Well, we do know that Jonny Clayton can beat James Wade on the European Tour. Been there, done that, Jonny. And we've said it on so many occasions.
140.
If he gets through Saturday, he's a threat. And today, he's looked pretty good to me. And against Ian White, someone
55.
who everybody has trouble with, including Michael van Gerwen. Jonny Clayton seems to have his number. And I think he's comfortable playing against the likes of Ian White and James Wade.
100.
These real mechanical players. Seems to find some comfort in that.
Well, if the Ferret can defeat the machine in this match, he would level up their head-to-head statistic.
41.
And 50-50 is a very, very good record to have against a man the calibre of James Wade.
I would agree with that. I don't think there'd be too many in the modern era
66.
who've played him quite a few times who would have that statistic.
It's 7 meetings before this one, 4 of them won by the machine.
80.
4 of the meetings have been on the European Tour stage, and they've won 2 apiece. One in Denmark this year went the way of Clayton. He also beat Wade en route to his Austrian Darts Open title last year.
Yeah, the one in Copenhagen earlier this year, it was a very good
78.
performance from Jonny Clayton. It was a typically JC performance. Didn't make a great deal of mistakes.
80. Jonny require 117.
James Wade has just lost a couple of darts. Keep our eye on that. It really affected Dave Chisholm in the last
97.
match, but it didn't affect the outcome eventually.
Ricky Evans earlier lost one in the crowd. He
Yes,
meant to throw a stem in flight out to a fan and
100.
apparently ended up
Jonny
throwing the whole
require
thing.
20.
I don't think Ricky can attempt to blame anybody but himself, or anything but himself, for that.
Yeah, don't try that at home, kids. I wouldn't advise it.
5-5 for the Ferrets.
10. Jonny
Sky
require
high.
145.
Because that dart was so much above the bed, it wasn't a guide at all. He actually hit the flight and the last dart just skewed a bit higher.
93.
Can't afford any
Jonny
mistakes
require
now.
10.
Wade is lurking. Got to go to the right. And that
He's
was
on
the
first
exact
leg,
same
Jonny
shot
Clayton. Second
that he
leg,
had
James
against
to
Ian White
throw
earlier,
first.
that he picked off on dart 2. Bit of deja vu.
Yeah, this time it did take Clayton a while to get over the line in leg 1, and every
134.
time we've commentated on him this weekend, we said it is important for Jonny Clayton to look settled and solid on his doubles early on, because he does miss doubles in clumps.
He does.
99.
I mean, any dart player can, but perhaps more frequently than, for example, James Wade.
Yeah, it's not really synonymous with James missing clumps of doubles.
16.
But the two people who've been eliminated tonight already, Rob Cross and Ratajski, both non-Euro Tour winners, are guaranteed to have another
Easy
Euro
five.
Tour winner through to the next phase. Obviously, MVG has won more Euro Tours than I've had hot breakfasts. And of course, Dave Chisnell has a couple in the bank as well, one of them this year. So we're assured
60.
of having 3 past champions on the Euro Tour in the next. But in the final game of the quarterfinals, we're assured of someone who hasn't won. Joe Cullen against Glenn Dirk coming up.
99.
Licking my chops for that one.
Yeah, Cullen has been knocking on the door for some time and declared this afternoon that he thinks he will win the title tonight. Durrant, well, it just seems like a natural
81.
progression in his fabulous first season in the PDC.
It would be something if he was to pick up a Euro Tour on his first season.
140.
Clayton in contention to break at the first available opportunity. Wade will apply the pressure,
126.
but now has to hope
Jonny
that Clayton does
requires
not clean this up.
78.
Nice single.
He's
Excellent
on
double.
the second leg, Jonny
And that's
Clayton.
what Jonny Clayton does when he is
Third leg,
really
Jonny
sharp.
to throw
Picks off
first. Game
those
on.
2 dart shots. Just looks so lethal. I hasten to say, Chris, it's very weighty.
42.
It's the kind of thing James does to people.
Yeah, it certainly was. That's not very weighty. Wayward.
I was talking yesterday to Dan
44.
Dawson about the dart shirt of James Wade, which, apart from having the number plate on the back, because, yeah, nobody knows who James Wade is. Stick a
100.
name on the back. It hasn't changed. Might have gone up a size in the last 10 years or two, but the
Careful.
fabric and the design has not changed in a decade.
137.
And there aren't many players in the top of the game who have done that. They've kept everything the same. The only other one I can think of, really, is Simon Whitlock.
99.
Yeah, they've become trademark shirts for some players.
140.
But even Michael Van Gerwen has done the kind of football strip thing, hasn't he, and just added little bits.
Well, I had a word with Michael about that. I said, are you thinking about changing your shirt? He said,
100.
no, I want to keep it the same. I said, look at it this way, Michael. Everybody who's got your shirt is not going to buy another one of your shirts. But collectors and people who are big fans of yours will buy one if it's slightly different. A couple of months later, you had a new shirt out.
43.
Maybe Jonny Clayton is just saying goodbye to this leg. He should be.
Well, that's the double 10 that won Wade the last 16 match. And it wins him a first leg in the quarter-final to halve the deficit.
Fourth leg, James to throw first. Game on.
Jonny Clayton's one of those players like Joe Cullen that likes to get these big, gaping victories
100.
over someone. He's not afraid to front run. I get the feeling over the summer period on the Euro Tour, he's just allowed too many players
30.
into games with missed doubles and wayward visits like that at the start of this fourth leg. Now, I mentioned Joe Cullen, because his performance in the last 16 has been a long time coming. That was the Joe Cullen that we've been seeing the last couple of years. And I think because Jonny hangs around with Joe,
100.
he'll have seen that and he'll have been getting his own confidence from that and learning from it himself.
Yeah, they do room together on the Euro Tour and have the potential to meet in the semi-finals tonight.
180.
But James Wade here is reeling the ferret back in.
140. James
Can you reel a ferret?
81.
Well, that's what he's doing, Paul.
Double six.
69.
Still plenty of time on his side in this leg. No panic. He's not a man that panic. Anyone that saw the end of the last 16 match, James Wade's first attempt at double 10 was a long, long way away, and he just plonked the next dart in.
That's
what he does, he plonks.
Fifth leg, Jonny.
This time it's in the sixes.
Game on.
Had the Euro Tour now for 7 years, 7.5 years.
85.
James Wade has won a couple. Should he have won more?
It's a difficult question, isn't it? I think James Wade
60.
has won more titles than most people will ever win in their career, but he's had chances to win even more than he has.
I could reel off a few from column A and a few from column B. You've got
100.
someone like Jonny Clayton who's won one of them, and I think based on what he's done over the last couple of years, I'd say one European Tour win fits his career right now. If you look at someone like James Wade or someone like Adrian Lewis, Adrian's got one, James has got two. That doesn't fit for me.
100.
Well, there fits. Maximums exchanged.
100.
A noteworthy point that James Wade's win against Wayne Jones this afternoon was his 100th match victory on the European Tour.
96. James
Yeah, he should be holding his dart up to the crowd, seeing he's got his century. And Jonny Clayton has got back on the scoring horse. He's got himself on tops after 12. That's where dart players want to be these days.
Jonny
Scoring 461 points in 12 darts is precisely what they're looking for. One more adjustment.
No
and he's
score.
not able to do it. and you find James Wade on a single, a treble, and a double shot, and usually it means an out, but it's a rarity. Look at him.
Seething. James Wade.
45.
He was
Jonny, you require
smelling
40.
blood there. The kind of finish that he is renowned for punishing his opponent with. Double five. We've been here before. Been there before.
Jonny Clayton, so like James to throw first.
Well, Jonny Clayton must think it's February 14th. He's got a date with double five.
100.
It's been good to him this weekend. Can machines smell blood? Is there a machine that can smell blood?
Blood smelling machine.
Fair point.
A maximum hitting machine.
100.
Saw it coming, didn't you? Fans who like machines that hit 180s. I think the only person who didn't like that was Jonny Clayton. Now, both of the quarterfinals so far have been 6-5. And I remember the quarterfinals in Saarbrücken earlier this year, which was
60.
arguably the greatest cluster of quarterfinals we've ever seen in one single European tour. It was just blockbuster that evening. So far, we're heading down that same avenue.
Well, we've had darting drama indeed. I'm not sure as Wade decides to go down there. Does this mean he's going to go for the bull? He did go for the bull. Didn't have to go that route, James Wade.
He doesn't mind 25 because now he can go 1 double 12 because double 12 is all part of the master plan.
Well, it could be that, or it could be
25
5 for double 10.
He's on the sick leg.
Went to the board with a plan and executed it.
First.
Well, that's why I was surprised that he went down for the bull, because from 161, James Wade could have just tried to score 1-2-1 and left himself on top, couldn't he?
Well, here's the thing that I know about James Wade from the earlier part of his career. Before everybody started to notice how good Gary Anderson was on double 12, and
60.
consequently he pretty much owns that door. Wadey was without a doubt in the earlier part of his career the best in the world on double 12. He just didn't miss it. I remember a match he played against Russell Stewart in 2008 at the William Cross Pro-Am at Shoalhaven Heads, New South Wales. And it was a really good game on this Saturday in August.
60.
And Wadey had 144 left. And it was tied. Last leg decider, Russell's on a 2-darter, and Wadey has plucked out the most pure 144 out I've ever seen. As soon as he hits the second treble 20, that 12 was gone. And he hit it like it was so easy. But Jonny Clayton, on his throw in this match, has put in so much pressure on the number 7 seed.
2 180s in this leg. Taking his tally to 3 in the match.
36.
Not yet up in his leg tally, but he has got time.
Too many misses at doubles for me.
57.
Jonny Clayton has got to keep the scoring the way it is, but tighten up on these doubles.
Well, if he's going to miss them all now, because the machine still can't finish.
15.
Well, the only thought that was going through Jonny Clayton's head when he threw that dart was, do not pull this low.
If you're saying that to yourself,
94.
the likelihood is you are going to do that.
Now, which way, Paul?
1, hates double 2, Jonny Clayton hates it. Loves double 1 though, loves it.
He's on the 7th leg, Jonny Clayton.
Well, that's why I asked the question, because he could have chosen to go 3 double 1.
Favourite double. Good thing about going for the double 2 after the single 1 is that you get a free hit. Give it a bit of juice. If you pull it low, it's in. He'd rather miss high and have that shot after the single 1. It's a guide for him. Gauges it just over the top.
So far tonight, you've got Jonny Clayton having a best friend in double 1 and having a romantic relationship with double 5.
So what does that make the 20? The adjudicator.
Yes, they don't know about the 20, Paul.
You got a pretty good double top hitter in James Wade.
89.
He's scrapping away, Jonny Clayton. It's not pretty. The scoring's been decent enough. It has been the struggles on the
100.
outer ring. He's missed 16 darts at double in this match.
Let's face facts. Jonny Clayton is outweighting Wadey here. He's averaging 86. So James is 94. This is what James does to other people.
Yeah, but it's kind of the opposite way around when Wade does it, isn't it? It's the scoring that he's playing catch up with, and he sneaks in at the back of the leg and cleans
45.
up.
Ooh, ugly miss from James. Leaves a nasty looking number, which he cannot go treble 21st on, which is his strength.
44.
But Jonny Clayton has not stepped all over it at all.
Finds a treble. Had a glance at Jonny Clayton's score. Had to go that way, so he could go that way.
Team Johnny, eighth leg, James Wade. I think Johnny to
One thing I like
throw
about that
first.
mini celebration of Wadey there is he doesn't give it large. He doesn't get over exuberant. It was a celebration of, I expected
80.
to do that. That's what's supposed to happen. I think that goes a long way to finding out how his brain ticks during a game.
140.
He expects to hit 140s and 180s and expects to hit bullseyes. Is there anybody better in the world at those mid-range bullseye checkouts?
100.
Probably not.
Yeah, certainly has made a name for himself as one of the supreme finishers
43.
of this sport.
Make for an interesting book one day, won't it?
Yeah, really would. He did reel off 3
60.
titles in pretty quick succession. In fact, Jonny Clayton was the man that won a title in between in April when the machine won 3 out of 4 Players' Championship events over a couple of weekends, and we could hardly believe it when we started
83.
scouting the statistics books that James Wade's best haul in a season was 4 titles. And having won 3 in April, we start to think this could end up being James Wade's best season. Look, it still could. There are plenty of darts to be thrown this year. In terms of titles won, of course, it obviously would depend on the prestige of those titles to define whether it would be the best season in his mind.
105.
He would most definitely swap a lot of those titles for a world championship. This could be the key leg. It's leg 9. We talk about it a lot. And Jonny has just got himself a very handy 51. But this is one of those checkouts where you only need 1 treble 20.
It was a good guide. He's used it this time.
105.
Narrowly misses the ball, but Jonny Clayton on 70. The way he's been finishing in this match is not a certainty by any stretch of the imagination. Wade may be back.
54.
Just didn't have the feeling that was going to go. And again, Wade goes 5 double 10. It's inevitable.
Flag, James Wade.
He was disappointed not to get the bull on the 130.
10th flag,
but he gets the other opportunity that he craves.
Game on.
And he has broken in leg 9, throwing for the match now, Wadey.
Clayton cursing missed opportunities. Is the 9th leg break going to be the leg that breaks Jonny Clayton's resolve? Just seeing the body language now, he's
100.
not looking as free and relaxed as he has been for most of the match. He was muttering to himself there, trying to flick the switch into focus and determination.
There's a lot of switches in a dart player's brain. There's a very, very large one at the very start of a match. You've got to flick that and get into competitive mode. But there are other ones that you can flick during the game and towards the end. You've got to be patient. There's a switch for that. When you get angry, you've got to flick the calm switch. I had real trouble with that one.
James Wade's just an excellent finish line merchant, isn't he? He seems to be able to remain calm, perhaps even get calm closer to the end of the match. Just doing everything right to see this out now.
Yeah, he doesn't ever have any bother. I mean, if you think back through his whole career, really, he's never had any trouble finishing stuff off, apart from 1 double 18. in the semi-finals of the Worlds against Adrian. That was the only time I can think of. Doesn't look. And
60.
Jonny Clayton has made
Junior
an error there,
corner,
not
70.
leaving a finish, not going for the bullseye, but it may be academic. Weighty on tops.
Clayton makes a mess.
50.
And he should be coming back here on a checkout. His counting has been criticised at times.
89.
Rightfully so, I think.
Yeah, too many of those bad decisions, scrappy turns, messy visits,
Shot.
and the machine
And the match,
mops up
point.
and marches through to the semi-finals of the European Darts Matchplay. A 6-4 win in the quarter-finals, the most comfortable win so far in the last 8. Joe Cullen and Glenn Durrant coming next. The winner of that match will play that man, James Wade.